2-4 to the Milwaukee Brewers, dropping to 1-4 on the season series. The Pittsburgh Pirates are in dire need of starting rotation help. They have help sitting in the rotation at AAA, yet they will not promote said help. 62 games into the 2019 season, the Pittsburgh Pirates starting rotation has been beleaguered with injuries and ineffectiveness. The latest example of this came in the form of a poor start from rookie Davis in Milwaukee on Friday night. Also on Friday night, top pitching prospect Mitch Keller made his 11th start of the season for the AAA Indianapolis Indians. In 5 innings of work, Keller allowed just 1 hit, he walked 3, and struck out 13. Folks, that's pretty darn good. It is also something the Pirates could have used on Friday night at Miller Park. Keller now owns a 3.10 ERA and 58 innings pitched for the Indians this season. He owns a 30.2% strikeout rate, 10.2% walk rate, and has allowed just 5 home runs. He also has limited opposing batters, just 51 hits this season. To boot, he's developed a slider as well. He's ready. More than just his AAA stats indicate as much too. In his lone MLB start this season, he retired 10 of the final 11 Reds that he faced. In 4 innings of work, he struck out 7 batters after allowing 6 runs in the first inning. He settled in to flash a wicked curveball, power fastball, and a good-looking slider. Despite sitting 2 games under 500 at 30-32, the team remains just 3.5 games off of the pace in the National League wild card race. Despite all of the injuries, the team is still in contention. They need to start operating like it, and that includes having Keller in the starting rotation. Not rookie Davis, not Nick Kingham, not Steven Brault. Mitch Keller. Having Keller at AAA is flat out inexcusable. The team is in dire need of starting pitching help, and of the internal options, Keller is most likely to provide said help. His ceiling is higher than most pitchers, and is certainly higher than the team's other options. Keller is also a big part of the Pirate future, which is even more reason to let him begin to get his feet wet at the MLB level. The Pirates are starting to get healthy. Corey Dickerson and Jung Ho Gong will both be activated off the injury list on Saturday. Trevor Williams will throw a simulated game on Saturday, and if it goes well, he could be back sooner than later. Jameson Taillon has started working out in Bradenton. Right now, the team just needs to keep treading water and lingering around until they get injured players back. The best way for the Pirates to do this is to have Keller in their starting rotation, because, in case you did not know, he is really good. Why isn't Mitch Keller in Pittsburgh? Why is that? Is it because the Super 2 deadline has not passed and the Pirates do not want to lose that extra year of service time from him? I believe that plays a very large role into this. The Pirates do not want to lose an extra year of service time of their top pitching prospect, a guy that is expected to be a huge part of this team's future and a huge part of this rotation's future. They do not want to lose that service time. But guess what? It's 2019, and fans want to win in 2019. They aren't concerned about 2026 right now. Yes, management has a right to be concerned about that. And yes, management has a duty to look at the future and make sure there's a solid team for the future. But they also have a duty to make sure this team is relevant and competing right now. They're 30-32. Now you may be saying that's not good, but we're only 3.5 games out of the wild card picture. We are 4 wins away from potentially having that second NL wild card spot. Jordan Lyles, Joe Musgrove, and Chris Archer are all solid arms in the rotation, but spots 4 and 5 are iffy at best. We cannot keep banging our heads against the wall trying to throw Nick Kingham and Steven Brault, because we've tried this since back in early May with the Texas Rangers. Yes, it seemed to work out those 2 starts, but has not worked out well since. The question is, Mitch Keller definitely deserves to be the 4, but who gets the 5? Do they go the opener strategy? Would that work out better? That's what I think they should do. Go opener there, put Steven Brault as a bulk reliever. He's pitched well in that spot. He's had 4 consecutive solid outings, 5 out of 6. Steven Brault does deserve to stay as a member of sort of this rotation, bulk reliever, whatever you want to call it. He deserves to be that 5 guy. But having more than one of these 3 between Brault, Davis, and Kingham in that rotation is just inexcusable, and fans deserve to have a gripe with that. Because we have Mitch Keller, who struck out 13 batters in AAA last night. Now, how nice would that have been to have in Miller Park yesterday? We win the game. Because A, Mitch Keller goes deeper than 3 innings, and B, I mean, he might go to 6 innings, 3 runs. Kingham never pitches. You go with the Wolfpack and Liriano, Crick, and Vasquez. Not with Kingham and Hartley. Hartley did do his job last night, so did Clay Holmes, but Nick Kingham did not. There's no excuse to keep pitching Nick Kingham. He's been given the opportunity to go out there and pitch, and he hasn't succeeded with it. In fact, he has utterly failed in his role as a relief pitcher and a starter in 2019 as a Pittsburgh Pirate, and for the vast part of 2018 as well. He finished the season with a 5+ ERA. Nick Kingham is a one-start wonder. End of story, period. DFA him this afternoon, Neil Huntington. There's no excuse for that not to happen. There just isn't. We need to realize that we can still be a competitive team. We're 3.5 games out. Yes, we're 2 games under 500, but management needs to operate like we are still in contention, because we still are. And if we don't operate like that, we might see ourselves fall out of that contending spot sooner rather than later. We need to enter this homestand treading water. That's what we have to do until we get healthy. And we are getting healthy. Dickerson back today. Gung back today. Charles Williams throwing a sim game today. Jameson Tyone working out in Bradenton. Guys are getting close to returning. 2 big guys this afternoon. Tread water. Tread water. Tread water. Hang around. Stick around until we can get healthy. Because, as we were asked in the mailbag today, will we be a playoff caliber team with Tyone and Williams back? Damn right we will be. We just need to tread water. And the best guy to help us do that is Mitch Keller. Mitch Keller will help us stay in ball games. Mitch Keller proved, outside of his first inning in Cincinnati, that he is a major league caliber pitcher with his power fastball, a wicked curveball, good-looking slider, retired 10 of the final 11 Reds batters he faced, and dominated after the Iglesias Grand Slam. Mitch Keller belongs in Pittsburgh. Rookie Davis and Nick Kingham do not. Mitch Keller needs to get the start on Wednesday in Atlanta. Jordan Lyles goes for the Pirates this afternoon against Zach Davies. It'll be a rematch of the pitching matchup that we saw this past Sunday at PNC Park. Eric Thames beat Jordan Lyles pretty much single-handedly, and Zach Davies, flat out dominated 8 innings of work. We did leave a lot of runners in scoring position. We had our opportunities, just to not capitalize on those said opportunities. So, at the end of the day, will be interesting to see what happens there. And then Steven Brault goes on Sunday for the Pirates, I believe against Chase Anderson. Again, Brault's had 4 consecutive solid outings, 5 out of 6. He's starting to build some good momentum. I believe he's still more of a relief pitcher guy. He has the stuff to be a major league pitcher. There's no doubt about that. It's just about throwing strikes. He has the lowest strike percentage on this team outside of J.B. Shuck. And J.B. Shuck's a position player, right? He's looking to turn himself into a two-way player, but mainly a position player. So I got that off my chest. Mitch Keller definitely needs to be in Pittsburgh on Wednesday. It needs to happen. End of story, period. Mitch Keller, he better get the start on Wednesday in Atlanta, or else we're gonna risk falling out of contention. We are. It's a sad reality that we face, but it's a reality that we face because of the injury position that we're in. Can't risk falling out of contention. And, we're 62 games into the season, but we're only 3.5 games back out of the wildcard spot. We are 4 wins away from potentially holding the second NL wildcard spot. Management needs to start acting like it. Friday night was Heritage Night at Miller Park. Facing the throwback Milwaukee Bears uniforms, the Pittsburgh Pirates were mauled by the Brewers. Injuries and ineffectiveness has left the Pittsburgh Pirates scrambling for starting rotation help. On Friday night, the team turned to their 11th different starting pitcher in 62 games this season, as rookie Davis made his first start of the season. Unfortunately for Davis and the Pirates, this start would go the way too many starts have for Pirate starters in the last month. Rocking their throwback Milwaukee Bears uniforms, while the Pirates honored the Pittsburgh Crawfords, the same uniforms the teams wore last Saturday during Heritage Day at PNC Park. The Brew Crew mauled Davis and the Pirates by a score of 10-4. Following the loss, the Pirates are now 30-32 on the season. This includes just being 1-4 against their divisional rival Brewers. The night got off to a good start for Davis. He picked up a pair of strikeouts while retiring the Brewers in order in the bottom of the first inning. In the second inning, however, Davis would run into trouble. Yasmani Grandal doubled to start the inning, and Eric Thames followed that with a 2-run home run. Another hit and a pair of walks loaded the bases with just one out. This led to a Christian Yelich sacrifice fly and a 3-0 Milwaukee lead. Facing the hard-throwing Brandon Woodruff, the Pirate offense broke through in the top of the third inning. Elias Diaz singled to start the inning and scored on an Adam Frazier triple. Then with 2 outs, Brian Reynolds doubled home Frazier. This cut the Milwaukee lead to 3-2. Reynolds would then make a rare mistake as he was picked off second base to end the inning. This double gave Reynolds a 15-game hitting streak. Reynolds is just the 8th rookie in franchise history to have a hitting streak of at least 15 games. It's also his second hitting streak of 10-plus games this season, as he started his MLB career with an 11-game hitting streak. Davis Woes would continue in the third inning. After issuing 3 walks, he found himself in a 2-out, bases-loaded jam. To his credit, he was able to get Woodruff, who was arguably the best hitting pitcher in baseball, to ground out to end the inning. In 3 innings of work, Davis allowed 3 runs on 4 hits, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He struggled with control throughout the night. He did not throw nearly enough strikes, and many of the strikes he threw were meatballs that got crushed. Sadly, the poor outing from Davis was a predictable one. While removing Nick Kingham from the rotation was overdue, replacing him with Davis was not the correct move. The pitcher to replace Kingham should have been top prospect Mitch Keller, who, by the way, struck out 13 batters and 5 scoreless innings of work for the Indianapolis Indians on Friday night. Clay Holmes followed Davis and took over in the bottom of the 4th inning. The 4th inning proved to be a tough luck one for Holmes. Yelich reached on an infield hit with 1 out in the inning and stole second. After recording a strikeout, Holmes got burnt on a weakly hit Mike Moustakas hopper that snuck through the left side of the infield. Moustakas hit plated Yelich and made the score 4-2 Brewers. The 4th inning was a lone inning of work for Holmes, and the top of the 5th inning with 2 outs and a runner on first base. Jose Osuna pinch hit for Holmes. Osuna would battle a 9-pitch at-bat before striking out to end the inning. After Nick Kingham fired a 1-2-3 ball into the 5th inning, the Pirates cut Milwaukee's lead down to 1 run in the top of the 6th inning. Kevin Newman led the inning off with his 2nd home run of the season and his MLB career. This cut the Brewer lead to 4-3. In 6 innings of work, Woodruff allowed 3 runs on 4 hits, a walk, a home run, and he struck out 10. Woodruff has allowed just 32 earned runs in 72 2/3 innings pitched this season. Against the Pirates, however, he has allowed 8 earned runs in 11 innings of work. The Pirates are the one team that's had success against Woodruff this season. Kingham's season-long struggles continued in the 6th inning when he allowed a 3-run home run to Ryan Braun. This made the score 7-3 Brewers. The score grew to 10-3 when Kingham was charged with 3 more runs, 2 earned in the 7th, before Jeff Hartley relieved him and recorded a pair of strikeouts to end the inning. At this point, there is 0 reason for Kingham to continue to be on the Pirate roster. He now owns a 9.61 ERA and provides nothing of value to this team. Not one single thing. If he is not designated for assignment when Corey Dickerson and Jung Ho Kang return from the IL on Saturday, it would be a big mistake. Reynolds continued his ambush in MLB pitching staffs when he collected his 2nd RBI double of the night in the 8th inning. His 12th double of the season scored Jacob Stallings and made the score 10-4 Brewers. The second game of the series is scheduled for 4:10 on Saturday afternoon, and a repeat of last night's pitching matchup. Jordan Lyles, a 3.38, 3.41 FIP, who will be looking to bounce back after back-to-back poor outings. He will be opposed by Zach Davies, a 2.20 ERA and a 3.92 FIP, who has been excellent for the Brewers this season. So, in regards to the game this afternoon, I think Jordan Lavis is going to definitely have a bounce back start.